Hi everyone, it's Siobhan here, the galloping housewife. On my way out to the horses. And going straight out there today. Actually, if you if you were to ask me if I'm doing okay, I would probably respond, yeah, I'm great, I'm doing fine, because that is what we're programmed to do. But honestly, it's all a bit tricky at the moment. It's a combination of things, but actually the last time I spoke to you was Friday. I was heading out to the horses to go for a run, I think I went for a run, and then I was going out to do whatever I could with the horses depending on the weather and things. And I got out there and had plenty of time, and the weather was nice for a change. Got out there, and Mitch was an obvious discomfort with his eye again. So this is the first one that you've watched of these. Mitch is my young horse. He's a 6-year-old now. Lovely young warm blood that I picked up bought last year. An absolute superstar mover, but very, very green. He was behind in his training already, and but I bought him with the idea that I would train him and see how far he could go. I was hoping to get back into the big arena because it's been a longer time since I have had a proper dressage horse. Had him a month, and then he came down with a uveitis and has spent the next 3-4 months in and out of hospital. Finally got him back, and then through a combination of shit weather and other stuff, I haven't really done much work with him, but he was looking good, and now we are back to square one with him. So we've got a couple more treatment options, but it's just, I'm gutted. I'm really fucking gutted. It's probably surgery for him again, or this time, and it's how long that recovery time is. And then he's a 6-year-old, and he's really working as a green broke horse, like a 3 or 4-year-old, depending on when you start them. Like literally he is really green. It's a pain in the ass. And I love my yard, and the people that are there are just fantastic. But they don't have an indoor, and it's Scotland, and I'm really recognising now that just how difficult that makes things, especially when you live away from the yard. So I'm half an hour away. I can go out there and the weather can be great, and by the time I get there it's pissing sideways rain and all those sorts of things. And it's slightly different climate, and and it takes a lot out of the day, like it's an hour in the car every day driving without taking into account doing the horses. So anyway, so that's just finding that a bit hard. Percy again didn't get ridden on Friday because I was waiting around for the vet, and then there was vet phone calls with the hospital up in Glasgow, and then the local vets, and it was just it's shit. Plus I'm just seem to be butting my head against systems at the moment. The bank, the doctor, just some of the people that we do business with, I'm really now landlords, just people that are not doing the basics of what they promise they're going to do. I just find it incredibly frustrating. If you're going to be useless, fucking advertise it, just say I can't do this, or it's not within our scope. Don't say I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E and then do nothing. On top of that, actually, if you watch these for a while, if you're a fan of the Galloping Housewife, you know that I have a bit of anxiety, and that anxiety is secondary to a PTSD diagnosis. Now, my primary cause of stress has been dealing with the Home Office here, and so that's immigration in the UK. And I know there'll be a lot of people that sit there and go, oh my God, you're a white educated woman with certain resources, there's no way that you have any sort of problems with the immigration service. You have no idea. We have spent hundreds of thousands of pounds, we've lost hundreds of thousands of pounds. We have been lived under the hostile environment for 18 months. We have, with wrong, incorrect decisions, again bad service, people not doing what they say they're going to do, people being acting illegally, corruptly, and you just have to fight every fucking turn. We did get deportation notice at one stage, and that's horrific. We've got business here, we've got the kids in school, I've got the horses, had different horses at that stage, but we've got a life here, and to be told that you're going to be thrown on a plane without notice is not okay. Is not okay. And actually to go through it and have a government department that says these people did everything right, it was the other people around them that did things wrong, and it means nothing. It means we don't get the service that we should have got in the first place. It means we don't get the money back that we paid in the first place. It means we don't get the losses. It's just astonishing. And just ridiculous amounts of stress. So anyway, in saying that, so we've actually got our second decision tomorrow, and we are paying an extra £2,500, so whatever that is in your money, so that we can get theoretically a same day service. We've done this before and we have not gone a same day service, but at least it was a quicker service, because the time before when we didn't pay this extra £2,500, it was 11 months, which is well outside their standards of practice, but and there was no excuse, there was no sorry we've fucked up your life, sorry you can't travel home to see your family, sorry you can't leave the country, sorry you can't rent a house, sorry you can't work, sorry your kids can't go to school, sorry you can't access the NHS or healthcare or dental care. There was none of that. We were just like, that's what we do, we've got every right, and it's like, just have to accept it. So the time before it was 11 months, so we're paying this extra £2,500. So if you're wondering, the whole process for us, excluding the lawyer's fees, because you have to have a lawyer to stop them from fucking you over too badly, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. They've still made 2-3 incorrect decisions when we've had lawyers, but so excluding their fees was £10,500 that we paid directly to the Home Office for us to be here, and that visa only lasts 2.5 years. So yeah, the system's fucked. Anyway, so we're going up and we have our appointment tomorrow. Now I'll tell you what the appointment's for. So the appointment tomorrow is to go and take our fingerprints and to do facial recognition, biometrics. This is the 5th time we have done fingerprints and facial recognition. We still have to do it every single visa, because those things change. I mean, that's the bloody point of them, is that they don't change. That's why they use them for your passports. That's why they use them for, I don't know, convicting you of a crime. It's like absolutely insane, but yet we have to do this every time we apply for an extension or a change of process or whatever it is. We have to go and do this. So this is a whole little bit tomorrow. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow, because you have to go. We're going up to Glasgow to do it, which we're quite lucky about. I did think we were going to have to go down to London for it, but yeah, so we're going up to Glasgow tomorrow for that, and in theory we should know in 24 hours whether we've got a visa. Who the fuck knows? I mean, actually we were supposed to, because when we filed our visa, it was I think the 19th of last month, because it was a bit before that, because we had to, maybe the 12th, But in theory, we're supposed to have a same-day appointment, but because COVID, good on you, everything's delayed. It's like, yeah, so it's another month that we have to wait and just hang here, you know. It's not okay. But anyway, so we'll theoretically in 24 hours we'll know. But you know, it's just like, and you know that you've got every right to be here, you know you've met every criteria, but you also know that they will do everything in their power to find that one I that's not dotted, the one T that's not crossed, the one thing that's just ever so slightly. They're always looking for an excuse not to grant the visa. So yeah, so it's a bit stressful, and consequently, yeah, anxiety levels are through the roof, and yeah, just with everything else that's pissing me off at the moment, and the disappointment of Mitch having his problems again, and not being able to do Percy, it's just. And yeah, and I guess like everyone else out there, because I know all of you are suffering at the moment too, because you know we are still living through this pandemic that's been grossly mismanaged. There's an economic crisis that is global. There's energy prices, cost of living, everything's gone up. So unless you're fortunate enough to you know, to be completely above those sorts of financial concerns causing you stress, and yeah, there's not many of us that are. I know, it's just things like I mean, and yes, we are so bloody privileged. We are privileged that I can fill my cars up, I can buy a tank of gas whenever we need it for the house, I can you know, I can have my horses on livery, and I can pay the farrier and all those things. You know, we can go do groceries weekly and not worry too much about what we're putting in the basket, but it does have an impact. You know, there is that trickle down effect that you think that you just start tightening a little bit, you know. And I'm just sort of looking at you know, which events that I'm going to go to and that sort of thing this year, just a little bit more than I would be normally, you know, and we're, yeah, and pulling it back as far as holidays and bits and pieces go, not to a great degree. And yeah, I mean, absolutely privileged, but it's impacts on most of us, you know, these sorts of things. So yeah, so there's that stuff that we are all going through, and it's really okay to be stressed and fucked off with all of that too, you know, like it really, really is. It doesn't matter what, that's okay. So I just actually, my point today was that, and I've had a big fucking rant that you guys probably didn't need to hear or want to hear, and it's completely irrelevant to your situation about you know, some of the journey that we've been through, but I just wanted to normalize a little bit that whole just, it's okay to say you're not okay, it's okay to go and I've been purposely really kind to myself. I haven't pushed myself to go out and do the horses. I haven't can you get across? I haven't yeah, I mean, I went for a run on Friday. I haven't been for a run since. I haven't done my weights. I'm just like, I've got the energy to go out and I go for a hack on Percy, and if that's all I've got, then that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to let myself take my time a bit, and you know, at least I'm really fortunate because I know what my stresses are, and I have have an end date a little bit on this, so it's end date on some of it, so yeah, but luckier than most in that respect. Sometimes some of the other things that are going on, people don't have an end date on it. It's easier to see your way through. It's like, you know, it's a bit like childbirth, you know. It's yeah, it's fucking uncomfortable, and it's yeah, it's hardest work a lot of us will ever do, but we know that no one's ever stayed pregnant. We know that one way or another it's going to be over, so it does help us get through a bit. Yeah, right, that's enough for me today. Sorry, it's not quite my usual uplifting, go fucking get 'em type thing, but again, let's just keep it real, you know. We've all got lives, we've all got shit, and it's fine. Right, catch you, God fuck knows when. I won't be tomorrow because I'll be up to, like I said, up to Glasgow for the day. That's my day written off. And yeah, probably Wednesday or Thursday, although guess what, we've got another yellow wind warning going. We've got 2 storms coming, and I can't remember the names of them. They're both named storms, so yay. Yeah, because fucking need it, don't we? Bye.